I'll be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. All you gotta do is like this video, subscribe to this channel, watch the whole video to find out what the secret clue is, and comment that in the comment section below.
We told you that we could feel the whole hell was gonna break loose here tonight.
Don't tell me! Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Are you kidding me?
10 WWE stars that will win a new championship in 2019. Number 10. Drew McIntyre. Despite the fact he has been positioned as a top heel in WWE for over a year now, Drew McIntyre is yet to capture any gold on the main roster and hasn't held the championship since he was NXT champion. However, all of that is going to change in 2019 as WWE is clearly a fan of the Scottish psychopath, hence why he's always booked so strongly in WWE, and it's simply a matter of time before he gets a title run on the main roster, especially now that Brock Lesnar is gone from the company and the Universal Championship is going to be defended on a more regular basis. The title will be able to move around to talent who have been patiently waiting for a legitimate shot, such as McIntyre, so you can expect a top heel run from him at some point this year. Number 9. Kairi, Sane, and Asuka. This one is absolute guaranteed and it's likely going to come sooner than later as the newly formed team of Kairi, Sane, and Asuka seem destined to be the next women's tag team champions under the leadership of Paige. Both women had great successes as singles wrestlers, dominating NXT, with Asuka also having women's title runs on the main roster, and since forming as a team have been nothing short of dominant. The duo has tons of personality and both women can go inside the ring, which is why they make a perfect team to capture the tag team titles and hopefully give the fans a real reason to care about them. Number 8. Andrade. Another former NXT champion that hasn't quite burst onto the scene on the main roster in the way most fans had hoped for. Andrade is one of the most talented in-ring workers in the company right now, and the cream always rises to the top. While Andrade might not be on the level of a world champion quite yet, there's no reason he couldn't be a solid Intercontinental champion, and he has already had some interactions with Finn Balor since the Superstar shakeup. The Intercontinental Championship is all about classic wrestling matches, as it's known as the workman's belt, and Andrade could certainly put on some classics, especially with Selena Vega adding to his character on the outside. Number 7. Adam Cole. He may not have got his victory during WrestleMania weekend, but the Undisputed Era leader is surely going to get a run with the NXT Championship before this year's out, as the group has so much more to achieve on the roster. Undisputed Era has yet to reach the pinnacle of NXT by having Cole be NXT champion, and there are some fantastic storylines to be told through that. Triple H is reportedly a big fan of the group and Cole in general, which is also a positive sign for it happening. Cole has all the attributes to hold on to the championship, and that would help solidify the group back together, because splitting them up before a run on the main roster would be a big mistake on WWE's behalf. Number 6. The Usos. Jimmy and Jay are arguably the best tag team in wrestling right now, not just in WWE, with the brothers putting on top quality match after match, as they show just how good they can be when they're allowed to be themselves turned up a notch. The Usos spent years dominating the SmackDown tag team division, but their time on the blue brand has come to an end with the Superstar shakeup, and it's only a matter of time before they get their hands on the Raw tag team titles. WWE is aware of how good they are, hence why they just signed new contracts with the company, and putting the titles on them is something that is guaranteed to happen, allowing the best team to shine on the flagship show. Number 5. Ruby Riott. This might be more of an outside pick, as Ruby Riott has yet to be really booked as a strong title contender to this point, but that doesn't mean she doesn't have the skills to be a women's champion in WWE. Ruby Riott has a distinct character, and the fact that the Riott Squad was always featured in during the run shows, the management believe in her as a future star, and hopefully now she's a singles wrestler, WWE will pull the trigger. With Ronda Rousey gone, there's no need to protect the title so strongly, and WWE can have other women get opportunities with the belt, and Riott would be an interesting name to push at some point as a top heel to dominate. Number 4. Ali. It's amazing to think that no matter how popular Ali is, he has never held a title in WWE, even during his run on 205 Live, where he was never Cruiserweight champion, but in 2019, that should change for him. In Ali, WWE has someone they can really push a goodwill message through, which is something WWE does consider when picking its champions. On top of that, the WWE Universe have really bought into him since joining the main roster, and he has proven himself to be more than credible. Ali has already been in and out of the main event scene, and was likely going to receive Kofi Kingston's push if he had not been injured. WWE clearly has faith in him, and therefore a run as Intercontinental Champion would not be a surprise to see this year. Number 3. AJ Styles. AJ Styles has has been one of the best WWE champions in modern memory, but now he has a new opportunity and a championship he has never held in his sights with the Universal Championship, and he's most certainly going to get his hands on it. Styles is one of the top performers in WWE and has been putting some of the best work of his life for the company, which is why he was rewarded for a brand new contract just before WrestleMania. After years of being the top star on SmackDown, it's time for Styles to be given a major run on the flagship show, with WWE really showing their confidence in him in terms of his drawing ability. Number 2. Mandy Rose. A lot of WWE fans like to spend all of their time focusing on the 4 horsewomen when it comes to the female division in the company, with only select talents such as Alexa Bliss and Asuka really getting big credit from fans outside of that. But one name who has come on the leaps and bounds is Mandy Rose, and she's someone who will be the women's champion before the year's out. Vince McMahon himself is a big fan of Rose, and it's obvious to see why. She has a tremendous look, great microphone skills, and a solid hand in the ring, all while being able to draw major heat from the fans. Whether people like her or not, Rose will be a great heel champion, and she deserves the opportunity to prove that this year. Number 1. Kevin Owens. Ever since he returned from injury, Kevin Owens has been reminding the world exactly why he's one of the best at what he does. KO has a WWE Championship match coming up at Money in the Bank, and while that might not be the time he gets it, this year we'll see him as WWE Champion at some stage. Owens has always been given big pushes by WWE, whether that be the Universal Championship, or as Intercontinental Champion, or as US Champion, and WWE is wasting very little time in positioning him as a top tier talent. Once again, Vince McMahon's a big fan of Owens, hence why he got physical in the ring with him last year, even busting his head open. KO's one of the most entertaining heels in the company who can put on incredible matches and is certainly going to be a main event WWE champion in 2019. Which wrestlers do you think will claim the new titles this year? Let us know in the comment section below.